Hi everyone, glad to see you again. Today I have something informative lined up for you. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Stay safe online, cyber network. This essay is provided for educational purposes only. We do not condone or encourage any illegal or unethical activities. The techniques described are for awareness and defense, not for replication in harmful ways. Understanding these methods is crucial for enhancing personal and organizational security in an increasingly digital world. Stay informed and stay safe. We all leave digital footprints. Every online action, from a social media post to a forum comment, contributes to a larger picture. This picture is often far more detailed than most people realize. It forms a sort of digital shadow, trailing us across the internet. This shadow is composed entirely of information that is, in one way or another, publicly accessible. The sheer volume of this publicly available data is staggering. Many believe their individual pieces of data are insignificant. However, when these disparate pieces of information are collected and connected, they can reveal a surprisingly intimate portrait. This essay will delve into the world of open source intelligence. Open source intelligence, or OSINT, refers to intelligence produced from publicly available information. This information is collected and disseminated to address specific intelligence requirements. The key term here is publicly available. This means the data is accessible to the general public. It does not involve illegal hacking or accessing private systems. OSINT sources include the internet, mass media, academic publications, and government reports. The open source aspect is crucial. It differentiates OSINT from other intelligence disciplines that rely on covert methods. Think of newspapers, company websites, social media feeds, and public government records. These are all legitimate sources of information. The skill in OSINT lies in knowing where to look and how to connect disparate pieces of information. It's about analyzing them to derive meaningful intelligence. Journalists and law enforcement agencies use OSINT to uncover stories and investigate crimes. Cybersecurity researchers use OSINT to identify vulnerabilities. However, the same techniques can be used by malicious actors. Understanding how they weaponize public resources is key to defending against them. Hackers often begin their OSINT campaigns with powerful search engines like Google, Bing, or DuckDuckGo. They use advanced search operators, often called dorks or Google dorking. These operators allow them to find specific types of files, information on particular websites, or data that has been unintentionally exposed. Social media platforms are another goldmine for OSINT. People voluntarily share vast amounts of personal information. This includes their location, daily routines, interests, relationships, employers, and even upcoming travel plans. Hackers meticulously scan profiles on Facebook, X, formerly Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and other platforms. They look for connections between individuals, glean details about a company's internal structure from employee profiles, and analyze photos for metadata or background clues. Even seemingly innocent posts can betray sensitive information. Online forums and discussion boards are also rich sources. People search engines and online directories further simplify the aggregation of personal data. This data can then be used for identity theft, doxing, or crafting highly convincing phishing emails. Beyond basic searches, attackers delve into website analysis. They scrutinize a target organization's website, looking beyond the visible content. They examine the website's source code for comments left by developers, which might reveal internal server names, usernames, or clues about the technology stack. Subdomain enumeration is another common technique, uncovering hidden or forgotten parts of a company's online infrastructure. Metadata embedded in documents and images is another critical OSINT vector. Many file types, such as PDFs, Word documents, and JPEGs, can contain hidden information. This metadata, often called EXIF data for images, can include the author's name, software used to create the file, timestamps, and even GPS coordinates of where a photo was taken. Public records offer a wealth of information that is often overlooked. Depending on local laws and accessibility, attackers can access business filings, property records, court documents, and professional licenses. Job postings from a target organization are surprisingly revealing. When companies hire, they often list specific technologies, software versions, and hardware platforms that candidates should be familiar with. This intelligence helps attackers tailor their attacks to the exact technologies in use, increasing their chances of success. when OSINT strikes real-world incidents and their lessons. The Stuxnet worm, discovered in 2010, is a prime example of sophisticated OSINT in a nation-state attack. Its initial targeting likely relied heavily on OSINT. Attackers identified specific industrial control systems in Iranian nuclear facilities. Publicly available information, like company brochures and LinkedIn profiles, helped build the intelligence needed. Social engineering attacks are frequently supercharged by OSINT. Consider CEO fraud, also known as business email compromise, BEC. Attackers use OSINT to learn about a CEO's travel schedule. They craft convincing emails, seemingly from the CEO, instructing an employee to make an urgent wire transfer. Employees comply, believing the request is legitimate. This type of attack has cost businesses billions of dollars globally. Doxing relies almost entirely on OSINT. The unseen cost. OSINT's heavy toll on personal privacy. The pervasive nature of OSINT leads to a significant erosion of personal anonymity. In an era where vast amounts of data are shared willingly or collected passively, it becomes increasingly easy to identify and profile individuals. This ease of access means that anyone with a little know-how can potentially uncover detailed information about others. The expectation of being an anonymous face in the digital crowd is rapidly diminishing for many internet users. This erosion of privacy can have a profound psychological impact. Knowing that personal details, past activities, and even current whereabouts can be easily discovered can lead to a feeling of being constantly watched or monitored. This can create anxiety and a chilling effect on free expression. Beyond individuals. OSINT in corporate espionage and system breaches. OSINT is not just a threat to individuals, it plays a significant role in corporate espionage. Competitors can use publicly available information to gain insights into a rival's strategies, product development pipelines, key personnel, and financial health. They might analyze patent filings, news articles, employee posts on professional networks like LinkedIn, and even public statements from executives. Hackers routinely use OSINT to identify technical vulnerabilities within an organization's systems. Information about software versions used, from job postings or website analysis, network configurations hinted at in public documents, or discussions by IT staff on public forums, can all point to exploitable weaknesses. Employee behavior, often publicly visible, can inadvertently create entry points for attackers. The risk also extends to an organization's supply chain. The fine line, legal and ethical dimensions of OSINT gathering. Generally, accessing and collecting publicly available information, which is the core of OSINT, is legal. If data is posted on a public website, shared on an open social media profile, or published in a government database accessible to all, then viewing and gathering it does not typically violate laws. However, OSINT activities can cross into illegal territory depending on how the information is obtained or used. More importantly, using legally obtained OSINT for illicit purposes such as stalking, harassment, discrimination, identity theft, or corporate espionage that involves trade secret theft is against the law. Ethical considerations are paramount, especially for cybersecurity professionals, penetration testers, and researchers who use OSINT. While their aim is often to improve security, they must operate within strict ethical boundaries. The ongoing debate about the expectation of privacy in the digital age is central to OSINT. Shielding your data. Practical steps to minimize OSINT exposure. One of the first steps to protect your personal information is to meticulously review and tighten your social media privacy settings. Platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn offer granular controls over who can see your posts, photos, and personal details. Make your profiles private or visible only to trusted friends. Think carefully before you post any information, especially details about your location, routines, or sensitive personal matters. Employ strong, unique passwords for all your online accounts. Password reuse is a major vulnerability. If one account is compromised, attackers can use those credentials to access others. Use a reputable password manager to generate and store complex passwords. Crucially, enable two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication wherever possible. Be extremely mindful of metadata in files you share publicly. Digital photos can contain EXIF data revealing the camera model, date, time, and even GPS coordinates of where the picture was taken. Finally, make it a habit to regularly search for your own information online. Thanks for watching and learning with me. Drop a comment below if you have any questions or suggestions for future videos. I value your feedback. Cyber Network.